Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. So excited today. I think what I'm going to try today is I'm going to say some announcements at the top of the interview because Miss Carrie, she's already been talking. She's got some good information and some notes I need to be taking. Y'all know I always bring a pen and paper. But I will greet Miss Carrie. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you? Happy day.
I know it's a beautiful day. We're finally getting into like the fall weather, but it's still just a blessing to be alive, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm enjoying the fall for real this time.
Yes, she is. If you follow her on Facebook, you realize she is having a good time,
Yeah.
um, especially with the food and the flowers and things. But we're going to get into that. But real quick, let me give a shout out to our sponsor of the Making Connection show, which is Exotic South Candles. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like to order, go to their website, exoticsouthcandles.com. exoticsouthcandles.com. We also, like to remind people that, and now we're getting into like we said, the fall weather, and you might not want to get out and exercise. You can do it virtually. There's two groups on Facebook, Unity Zoom Candle. I got candles on the mine. Unity Zoom Yoga and Taylor Riley Boxing. You can find them on Facebook. You can email support@unityzoomyoga.com, or you can call 704-897-7855. Both of those groups, they collaborate and they do a lot of things together. So regardless of what you want to ask about, you can email that email address, support@unityzoomyoga.com, or call 704-897-7855, and you can ask them about boxing, yoga, chair fitness, hikes, and the things they do in the park, and any kind of community events that they support. So now that I got that out of the way, let's jump into this interview. Miss Carrie, I know a lot of people are used to seeing you, and I guess, I really need to make an announcement. Miss Carrie is our health and wellness expert. She will be with us every first Monday every month, giving us expert advice, giving us guidelines and helpful tips. She got so much reaction the last month with her tips. And so, Miss Carrie, greet our audience again and just tell a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having this platform, and I am so honored to be your guest here. And for those who don't know who I am, my name is Carrie Ann Lawrence. I am a registered nurse and board certified nurse practitioner specializing in women's health. I've been in healthcare for over 17 years, and I really specialize in helping women really focus on using foods and natural products to improve their health. So literally, I focus on service-based professionals, really. If you're nurses, healthcare, teachers, this is a season where we are literally, our bodies are really under a lot of stress of what's going on. And I literally use foods to learn how to eat right, focusing on exercise, and just literally doing the things that we need to be well, moving more so that we can look, feel, and live well naturally. And that is the goal of everyone. So I'm super excited to be here, and I can't wait to start picking the fast food habit.
Yeah, so we're going to segue right on into that, and that is our topic today, kicking the fast food habit. We know even though we're still at home, a lot of us, we still are hitting the fast food joints. And, so as we're getting into this season where we're not going to be, well, it seems like we won't feel like moving as much, we're going to start thinking about kicking that habit. And then, incorporating some other things that might give us more energy to keep us moving and keep us, our mind fresh and, just excited about every season in life. So, Miss Carrie, go ahead and give it to us. I got my pen ready.
So this is literally going to be something that I talk about a lot. Is about kicking the fast food habit. And literally, what do I mean? Is literally learning to know that fast food is literally the fastest food is the one that you can get right from the grocery store, have ready to eat. So it's not necessarily just during the drive-through. It's not necessarily just oh my gosh, you go to the grocery store and you go in the freezer section and you get all these pre-made meals. Those are considered fast food as well. So I am including all that. How do we really start focusing more on taking eating the foods that's going to provide nutrients to our body, because literally that's what fuel us. It's not the calories you take, because we can get calories anywhere, right? But the nutrients that we take in is really what's going to help our bodies fuel. And I really came up with this because we are eating so much of foods that are processed and synthetic that, yes, we're getting calories, but we are overnourished and malnourished at the same time. What I'm saying about being malnourished, we need our vitamins, we need our minerals, we need our phytonutrients, we need our live enzymes. That's the engine that our body needs to keep going, right? So when we think of what we need for energy, we need our carbs, and then of course we need our fats and our proteins, right? But what we forget is our micronutrients, our vitamin C, our zinc, or our minerals, our calcium, our potassium, our sodium. These are the real root of what's going to literally allow us to be able to be healthy, right? So underneath it is like, how do we get there? And the overarching thing is bring more whole foods into your life. How do we do that? It seems daunting at times, but I always look at it this way. We have grown accustomed to driving into that fast food line and just getting that. When if we plan ahead and we do our grocery shopping and we go and stay in the outside aisle of the grocery store and we pick those fruits and vegetables. Do you know how easy it is to get an apple when you need a snack? The old adage that an apple a day keep the doctor away. This is literally things that we grew up on, right? So it's so important for us now more than ever to start putting those whole foods back in our lives. So we can go shopping, get apples. We don't have to get every fruit and vegetable. And focus on what's in season. So like fall, right now what we have apples that are in. So we have apples of all sorts, so the prices are going to be less expensive, right? So another thing that's seasonal is pumpkins. I know a lot of people here probably don't eat pumpkins. They use it for decorations, right? But I grew up on pumpkins, so I make pumpkin soup. So you're going to have your squashes. So all those things are going to give us nutrients we can use to make meals at this time. It's about just transitioning into things that are healthier. I am focused a lot on getting a lot of greens in our lives. So kale is pretty much one of those that's a fall, but you can get that all seasons. You can get your kale, you can get your Swiss chard, which is another leafy vegetable. They have the red veins, they got the orange veins. Another one that's real good is beets. Beets is I love them because a lot of us have underlying health conditions such as high blood pressure. Studies have shown that one glass of beet juice a day can be as effective as a blood pressure medicine. So can you just imagine making your beet juice and you having that a day and seeing the difference that you can help your body to repair itself? Because the one thing we have to realize, the body that we have is very resilient. So we could have 40, 50 years of just eating fast food, junk food. But if you transition into bringing more life into your body starts to repair itself. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing how the body works. So it's about taking the steps that we need each day. And it's not about, oh my gosh, I got to do this all at once, because that will be overwhelming. What are some of the simple things that you can add into your day? So if you can say, I can have one live food a day or one green smoothie a day. Because smoothies are so much easier to make than juicing. People said juicing because you have the cleanup afterwards, but I love my juices. So a green smoothie, that is so important. Just figure out what you're going to do. So let me teach you an easy way to make a smoothie, right?
Yeah.
So all the things you're going to do is just think of what you want your main vegetable to be. So you could make your spinach. You could have kale. And I always suggest for beginners to use the baby kale, because the baby kale, because you know kale has a very strong taste. So baby kale is not as strong. So if you use the baby kale, you have your spinach, or you have your mixed greens. So just have those three and you alternate that during the week. So each day you use spinach one day, you use kale one day, you use your mixed greens one day, and you alternate with that. So you're green. So you need those greens, because greens really help to provide a lot of that minerals and stuff that we need, and also helps move toxins, help pull it that's holds on to the toxins, help move things out of the body. So since a lot of us are not used to eating a lot of greens that are raw, so then pick the fruit that you enjoy. So even if you're diabetic, you can have like your little sugar fruits, right? So you can have strawberries, you can have any of your berries, your blueberries, and you can use that to help with your taste. If you like pineapples, you can get your pineapples or your mango. So pick which one fruit you like, or even green apples. Do you know how refreshing it is when you use apples with that? It is delightful. So you can use those apples. And if you're worried about your sugar content, use your Granny Smith apples, your green apples, because those have a more tart taste. So you can do that. So now you're building your smoothie. So now what else can you put on there? So I love everybody say, how do I get my protein? One thing I need everyone to realize, every living food has some form of protein in it. It may not be complete protein, but you can get them, right? And your body will store certain amino acids, not all of them, but it stores some and you can build, right? So so what do you do after that? I like to add, you can add chia seeds, or you can do hemp seeds, because hemp seeds, you can get a serving of hemp seeds can have up to 11 grams of protein. So you see how this smoothie you're building is already having your protein, and you get your just think of your fruits as your carbs, right? And then your vegetables are there. You're building. Chia seeds has fat in it. It has healthy fats, and it has protein. It's they're full of a lot of stuff and fiber. Chia seeds, or you can use hemp seeds, or and then you can build. A lot of people are suffering with like anemia, especially as women. That's one of the things that are common, and that's literally about our diets again, right? We have to be able to absorb the foods that we're eating. So how can we add that? Pumpkin seeds are great. So I had pumpkin seeds a lot in my smoothie, and then people like creamy. So how do you get it as creamy? Because I love my creamy smoothies. You can use bananas. Don't be afraid of bananas. Bananas has potassium in there. It's great for our bodies. It's amazing, right? So don't be afraid of adding banana. One of the other things that you can do is add. I like sunflower butter. So you can have cashew nut butter, sunflower butter. I don't use a lot of peanut butters, but like you can use cashew, whatever your flavor is. So you can put that. So then you're gonna get some more healthy fats, right? You're gonna get some more protein, and it's gonna help make that a little bit more creamy. So now it comes to, what do you want to use for your liquid emulsifier? Do you want to use water? Because that's an option. You can use water. Or you can use, if you're working out and you're like, I really need extra electrolytes, you can use coconut water. Coconut water as it's filled with electrolytes. That's something I grew up with, again, in Jamaica, that I didn't really recognize how valuable it is. So that's one of the things that I use to refresh myself all the time. So you can use your coconut water, and be sure it's a pure one, because I know they have some of them where they add these different flavors and they add sugar. You don't want that. You don't need the added sugar. So you get your plain coconut water. And then, or you can use, if you want more of a milk taste, you can use cashew milk. You can have oat milk. You can have almond milk. You can have coconut milk. You can pick whichever milk you like and use that. And you can have that meal a day. So that you can have one of that, and you're like giving yourself a whole food, whole foods, and you're like delicious, right? Because you can make it to make it as fun as you like, any fruit or vegetable. So hopefully we can start doing that and have like a smoothie a day. Can you imagine that? That is, you're well on your way. So I haven't told you to give up anything yet. I'm just asking you to
Good
add.
point.
Right? So when you add these whole foods or these into your diet, what happens? You're gonna start eventually like moving those away because you're gonna be like, oh, this is so easy and delicious. Let me make too, so you can have it for lunch.
Right.
And always, and remember, when you're making your smoothies, don't have a little glass because you don't want to make yourself hungry because this is new, right? Your body's gonna burn it up. So maybe I always add like a 32 ounce. I use a 32-ounce mason jar. And you can sip on that because a lot of people think I don't eat breakfast, but this is a great way to start. So one of the things for me, if I'm I'm going to have it for breakfast, I literally try not to put like the cashew nut in there because it's kind of heavy. So if I normally have that towards the end of the day because then it helps you sleep better at night because it's more filling and you got that healthy fat and you can go to sleep. So you can, so it's just depending on how you're going to do it. So that's a great way to start your day. And it takes literally 5 minutes if you have everything there. So once you shop, you just put them in there. And frozen fruits and vegetables are much okay. And the reason why is because they pick them at their prime when they're nice and ready and they freeze them. What we should completely avoid is our canned fruits and canned vegetables. They're full of salt, they're full of sugars, they're full of everything that is not necessary. And there's zero life in it. The life is dead. And what we want is to start bringing life into our body so that we can get healthier and that energy. There's something about eating raw foods that brings life to our body. And think about it. When you go to the grocery stores and you're like, when you go in the grocery, you realize the fruits and vegetables, how long it takes from the farmers to get to us. So it's already losing life. So it's important for us. I go to the grocery store a lot. If you're like, why do you go so often? Because I rather pick it up that often. It is so important for us to support our local farmers, right? So local farmers market, when they're having them and they're growing their own crop, that's a great way to get your food cut down on the timetable from the farm to your table. So you're going to get more bang for your buck. So you're getting more energy in the food because the food really loses its nutrients the longer it's off the tree or out of the earth. So that's another great way to say, oh, how can we get there? So questions so far? I know I'm going
No, but I'm glad you said that about excuse me, the canned foods, because I was going to ask you about that, like, is that a suggestion or not? So I'm glad you included that part. And I love the farmers market. So yeah.
A great way. So one of the resources, if you're saying, I don't know how to find a farmer's market, one of the resources that you can do is www.localharvest.org. And they normally have a list of where you can get your farmers markets or local, if they're connected, then you can see, oh my gosh, I can go here to a local farmers market so I can get that, because I buy organic and I preach buying organic because of all the pesticides and all those things. They're toxic to our bodies. We don't want that in our bodies. They are hormone disruptors, endocrine disruptors. They lead to cancers. They lead to all these different health concerns. So the more we can get the natural organic foods, the better. And if we can get it from our local farmers who are growing them naturally, why not support them that way? So that is, and that's why I'm like, getting away from the fast food, you're going to get improvement in digestive health. Why? Raw foods, it's easier for your body to digest than it is cooked foods, and definitely all the processed foods, because it is, our body looks at it as foreign. It's like, how do I break this down, right? So it's really hard to do that. So the more is, if you include one raw food, one raw meal a day, just think of how much more energy you're going to have because your body's able to break that down. And a lot of people with digestive health issues, this is where we start because a lot of us have issues with constipation, going to the bathroom. We have bloating, we have all these issues, but it starts with our kitchen. And if we start bringing more of the live foods in and eating them in their natural form, then that will help. So they said, what can you do at home to eat more live foods? Can you plant a lot of these yourself? Absolutely, you can. So what are some of the things that you can grow? Even if you have an apartment, you can grow it on your kitchen counter. You see on my counter right here, I got some there growing, right? That's a tea right there. I have sitting in just a container. I brought it with me, and it's growing. Your herbs are easy to grow, so you can grow those on your windowsill. So you can have fresh herbs as opposed to buying that meat seasoning or that seasoning that's filled with salt, MSG, all the artificial flavorings. So you use the natural live herb and you put them in your meals, make them in your salads, so that you can have a healthier and change your palate, so that you can be more receptive to eating healthy, right? Because, like I said, the one thing that our body is resilient. So no matter what we've done to it, if you start to give it things to improve, it will start working with you. And studies have shown it. People have, you eating a plant-based diet doesn't say that. I didn't say give up any meat. I just said plant-based for me, I'm like adding more fruits and vegetables, live foods in your life, and you can see the difference in your health. So digestive health issues. So what else can I put down here that it does? I think that's a big one when you start eating raw. A lot of people say, oh, and I always go back to drinking more water. So what can I do with my water to help improve my digestion? Because when you get up first thing in the morning, I always say drink at least 16 ounces of water, right? So you get flush out the toxins out your body. Simple. Apple cider vinegar. It is one of those things, the one with a mother in it. It is so amazing to help with digestive support. So if you have your water and you're going to put like 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in it, then I always say squeeze like a half a lemon on top of that and drink that every morning. You will see wonders. You will start seeing difference because one of the things that apple cider vinegar helps move the mucus. You're going to start flushing. You're going to be go to the bathroom. You're going to have more comfort, and you can warm it. I like it warm, and I also like a dash of cayenne pepper. So if you want to put a dash of cayenne pepper in it, you can do that because it literally just warms me up. And now that I'm sitting here on my assignment in Cleveland and it's cold and I'm not in Florida, trust and believe that cayenne pepper I drop in my morning water so that I can have warmth. And helps with that, and it really helps moving things along. So, but if you have issues like ulcers and all that, please don't do the cayenne pepper. But it's just look at what your health is. Just think about it, and then before you actually say, "I'm going to do that," but you can do the alternative without it, right? So those are some of the. That's literally just one of the things I want to touch on. So I literally went really long on the whole foods. So another thing is sweeteners. That is one of the things that a lot of us use a lot of artificial sweetener. Our bodies cannot recognize it. It's literally foreign to us. So if we can literally reduce the artificial sweetness in your life, that'll be amazing. If you really need something sweet, and I know that's the palate we have, measured dates. I use measured dates when you're making your smoothie. It's like, it's not sweet enough. I need a little bit of sweetener. Don't put sugar, but you can use the measured dates. Just make sure you remove the seeds. Remove the seeds out of them and blend it up. Oh, amazing. They are super sweet, right? They're filled with fiber and has a lot of nutrients for our body. So that you can have as a sweetener alternative. So if you're baking, I do that as well, right? I blend up my measured dates and then I use that as whenever I need to sweeten stuff. Now, if you really say, I need something else, I'd much rather you use maple syrup as opposed to agave. Huh?
I said, oh, okay, that's good.
Maple syrup opposed to agave, because if you look at the research, I don't know if that is looking so great anymore. So I'd much rather use, if you need a little maple syrup, because if I know you make breakfast and you're like, this maple syrup will look good, just use the maple syrup as opposed to agave. So that's my thing on sweeteners. Synthetics, it's literally no nutrients in it. Nothing. Another thing is we eat a lot of boxed cereal, all those cereals of every single kind. They don't have life in it. They say, they put added minerals, added this vitamin, added this, added that. They're synthetic. Our bodies don't recognize them. So it is there that they added to it. Great. Woo-hoo. Well, yay for them. It is not benefiting our bodies because our bodies are not going to recognize them. They're synthetic. You want the things that your body recognizes from your plants, from your whole foods. So that's how, that's my thing. This is why I'm like, a smoothie in the morning goes a long way as opposed to those quick cereals that we think we're doing that's healthy. They have hidden sugars, all these it's super processed. So there's no life. Remember, nutrients, the only thing that provides the best nutrients for our body are going to be live foods, your plants, your fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, all those things. Not dead added. When it's added to something, it's synthetic. It ain't real. So it's hard for our bodies to recognize. So let's see, anything else? I think that's where we're gonna, I'm just gonna focus on those. So now let me give you some tips to be successful. I have a couple tips for you.
Okay.
How can you do this to be successful? One, get back to basics. So simple. It's the basic of life is, how did we start out? We were out in nature. We are here to enjoy our plants, our foods, and doing that, cutting back on the processed foods, reading your labels, making sure that your labels, does not have your high fructose corn syrup in it. And, those are things that are really not good for our bodies. So going frozen vegetables, all it has is spinach. Yeah, yep, that's good for me. So you can use that. So, and it's so much healthier for the body. So back to basics. Drinking your water, making sure that you're drinking water as opposed to sodas, juices, and all these other concentrates that are processed again. If you don't like the taste of water, do infused water. It's so delicious. Add fresh fruits to it. Sit it in your refrigerator at night. You can have your nice big bottle in the morning, and you can go because you have your fruit, the energy and the flavor from those fruits seep out into your water, and you can have that throughout your day. What else? I think that's it. Going back to basics of eating naturally. 2, whenever possible, buy local grown foods. And I just talked about that. So you can go to the local farm, what's it called, localharvest.org, and then you can see if there's any local farmers markets close to you that you can support. Because even though we go to the grocery store and it says organic and has all these things, remember, a truck has to bring it from one side of the country to the next. And then in those huge tractor trailers, and they have them refrigerated, right? They have, I think it's nitrogen in there, whatever they have in there to hold it so that it does not denature and it doesn't go bad. So it's weeks. So it's literally 4 to 6 weeks from when they pick them till they get to your grocery store for you to buy them. Mm-hmm. So just think of that process, right? It's better than not, but that's why I say as much as possible, buy local where you can get it. I had so much fun going apple picking last week, and I was like, that was my first time. And I was like, oh my God, those apples were, I tell you, to die for. I was like juicy, fresh. Oh, I want some more, so I'm going to go back apple picking.
That picture that's on the flyer, that's her out there picking those apples.
Shirley picking apples. Next thing is plan your meals ahead of time. I think I touched on that as well. So when you plan ahead, it's so much easier. So it's hard. It's easier because, as moms, busy moms, where we're driving with our kids in the back in our car, and you're like out, and all of a sudden they say, "Mommy, where should we go?" You're like, "Oh my gosh, just stop and get them something." Now you can have some apples already cut up, or a whole apple. You can have that for them. You can have some strawberries. You can have some blueberries. You can have a banana. You can have whatever it is, so that you can have prepared for them. You can make sandwiches using more of our sprouted bread, and have that for them. So it's or make sandwich using a leaf, making like a lettuce wrap. Make lettuce wraps ahead of time, so you have your lettuce, and you can just put fresh vegetables in it. Fresh, your some lettuce or spinach, and you add a little bit of tomatoes or whatever you want on there. Wrap that up, and they have tiny little snacks so they can have. So just to make it easier. And one last thing is have variety. Make it fun. Do not think that you have to just eat the same things every day, because we need the rainbow. We need to eat a variety of different things, so that we can get nutrients from different sources, and our bodies can start absorbing it, because we need nutrients to survive, to have a healthful life. So those are my 4 tips. Get back to the basics. Whenever possible, buy local, plan meals ahead, and have variety and spice in your life.
Awesome. Again, awesome tips. And I was just thinking, even when you're talking about, when you're having a snack ready, you can make the kids a smoothie and have it in the car. So when they get in, that'll hold them over until it's dinner time.
Absolutely. And you know how much kids will love it? I promise you, kids love it more than you think, because I did it with my own children. Well, they're grown now. But my kids, when they're like, they will come home, and I was like, my son's like, "I need a smoothie." And I'm like, "Okay, let me stop whatever I'm doing."
I know. And go ahead.
Yeah, when I stop whatever I'm doing, I would make it, and they would thoroughly enjoy it. Even now, they come home, and the first thing they're like, "Okay, Mom, did you have smoothies and juices for us?" So they're off to school, and guess what I got them? The blender, so they can make their own.
There you go. There you go. Send your child a blender when they can't go back to campus.
Right? I know.
But even with the smoothies, and even with the kids trying to, get them, even if you put a couple slices of pineapple or strawberry, like the fresh berry on top, that makes them feel like they're having a snack and they're getting away with something. You're like, okay, yeah, and you're just giving them something that's good for them.
That's really good for them. And you know what's even more fun? Have them help you. It's like, what would you like in your smoothie? Do you want to grab those from the freezer for me? And you teach them. This is teaching, so that as they grow, that becomes habit, right? Because we're trying to change your habits. Right. And then when we become habits, then we're teaching. So it's not just us teaching our kids. Our kids are going to go to school and share it with their friends. So then we are spreading out of our household, and we're impacting the community at large. So as that grows, you see how that snowball effect? Then we're going to affect a larger change, because my mission and my goal is literally to start a movement in which we step away from eating so much of that fast food and change what fast food is for us, because we need to be able to have the foods to sustain us, because we have one body, we have one life, and we're given this temple that we need to honor. And as you learn and know the difference in how foods are and what it does for your body, then you do better. As they say, when you learn more, you do better. So it's about growing, and it's not about being perfect on a journey. It's just knowing that you have to give yourself grace and know that nothing in life is a perfect straight line or uphill slope. You're going to have ups and downs, and you're going to have plateaus. So give yourself grace, knowing it's a journey, but it's a journey worth taking, because you have one temple that you have to honor. And this is a form of self-love, when we give it what it needs to thrive, so that you can live your best life.
She pretty much summed it up right there. And see, I like the way this is why Carrie is the expert, because she didn't come on and say, do not go to McDonald's. Their stats are this, don't go to Burger King. She didn't say any of that. We're kicking the habit just by incorporating live stuff along the way. And as your body starts craving more of those things, then it just, it's like we say in church. Once you start doing more good things and start reading the Bible and meditating and thinking about good stuff, all the negative stuff just falls off, all the negative thoughts go out of your mind, all the worries you have, because now you're empowered and you're encouraged and that things are good. And I like it encourages me because she was saying no matter what you've done to your body thus far, it is able to repair itself. And, I think we talked about a little bit last time too about I'm more on this journey now because my parents are older. And so like the past couple of weeks, I've been making smoothies. My mom still says, well, they're not sweet enough for her, but now I have a trick. But my pops, he likes it. And so, hopefully that'll help him. He'll drink more of those and less Pepsi and things like that. So I'm just encouraged that, it's one step at a time, trying something. And if you try it one time and you don't like it, and that's what I was telling my mom too, I was like, well, we can use different fruits. We can try different things until you get to the one that you really just love.
You mix it up. And this is one reason why I said baby kale, because I know people are going to be like, kale, oh my gosh. A lot of people are not used to eating kale, right? Unless you make collard greens, or they use it and they cook it, all the life out of it. All the life. If you use baby kale and then you can mix it with some of the spinach, because you can mix them, you can mix them up. You don't have to just use straight up one or the other. Then you'll be on point. You'll be on point. And it's just about building and growing. And if you guys anybody have questions, you can always reach out to me. You can join my group, The Wellness Garden, as well, because I have a lot of those tips in there. And we're going to start kicking the fast food habit. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Together, we can do it.
Well, while you're giving them the information, make sure you tell them about your website as well.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Yes. My website is justgreenliving.com. You can visit me there. You can also email me at info@justgreenliving.com. You can follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Just Green Living LLC, or on Instagram, you can follow me there at Just Green Living. So I look forward to continuing to grow, and kicking the fast food habit is going to be our new thing. So we are going to grow from this, and it's going to, yes, I will have some things coming up that I'm going to be so excited to share with you guys about kicking the fast food habit. We can do this together, and this is going to be our beginning of our movement. Don't wait till 2020 to change. 2021 to change. Exactly. We have 2 more months in this month, right? So I'm going to have a challenge coming up for you guys, and I hope you guys all participate, and I will get that out this month. So we'll be ready for that challenge in December, because we're going to try to do that 21-day challenge in December, but I have more to come.
Awesome. Alan, if you will for me, play my quick call to action, and we'll be right back, everybody.
Thank you for being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Allie and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or motivator, or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com. SSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Making Connections. We have been talking with Miss Carrie Ann Lawrence, who is a health and wellness coach and educator. And I'm so excited about the topic for today. And just a couple of reminders, get back to the basics. Buy local, read your labels, drink more water, even if you have to do fruit infused waters. Plan your meals, get your children and your husband involved in your meals, and eat a variety of things. You know, some things you're going to like, some things you're not, but just eat a variety. But again, we are Making Connections. We're here with you every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Saturday at 12 noon. And just like the commercial just said, if you're somebody who would like a platform to give a message, maybe you want a weekly platform, reach out to me, be a part of the Making Connections Network. If you know you're not ready to build your own platform, but you want to, we have slots where you can be the expert once a month, just like Carrie, she's with us every first Monday. So either way, reach out to me at info@aliciajohnson.com, or you can give me a call at 980-389-6826. And again, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being with us. We appreciate Miss Carrie. And we say thank you. Continue to follow her on Facebook and be a part of the challenge. Get ready for December. And let us know if you start making the smoothies, if your children start asking for smoothies, go back to the page, Making Connections with Allie. Let us know, comment on the video. Just let us know what you're thinking and how the changes that she has suggested has made your life better. All right. Well, this is your girl, Allie. We're signing off. And until next time, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a blessed day.
Facebook group with the Kingdom Report. If you have not already figured out, the Kingdom Report is from a Charlotte-based online group, and we're a bunch of community-driven businesses, nonprofits, churches, and individuals. It stands for Kingdom Networking Group Declaring One Mission. We've run this Facebook group for more than 4 years. We share information that helps connect all of our creative people, our advocates, people who want to volunteer, businesses, and the different neighborhoods across the Charlotte metro area. If you have something you would like us to share, reach out to me. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Judy Elise. That is JUDIELISE. Or send your community news to Allie and she'll make sure I get it. So let's get right into it. Tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m., running to 2:30, there is a community drive-through event. It's going to be free COVID-19 testing, flu shots, masks, and more. There's going to be a food truck, and that's between 11:30 and 2 p.m., and that's provided by the Latin American Chamber of Commerce here in Charlotte. There's going to be school supplies and food while the supplies last, books, preschool information from the Mecklenburg County Pre-K, but everything happens in a drive-through. It's on a first-come, first-served basis, but just stay in your car for everybody to be safe. And it's going to be at Our Bridge Kids, 3925 Willard Farrow Drive. Let me say that again, 3925 Willard Farrow Drive in Charlotte, 28215 area code. Look it up from the Latin American Chamber of Commerce and Our Bridge Kids. Starting tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 2:30, community drive-through. And hey, come meet me later on between 10 and 4. Street eats are open. If you don't know what street eats are, it's the way that the city has found a way to support all of our restaurants and keep everybody safe at the same time. They literally shut down the street and you get a chance to taste and sample a lot of different places while sitting outside with your friends or family. Now, this is going to be the Betty's Ford plus Tate Street one at 1201 Betty's Ford Road. And basically, it is going to be an outdoor dining experience with some of your favorite Queen City restaurants. Through this program, participating restaurants can offer temporary outdoor seating and dining in the parking lot, private streets, and city right-of-ways. So basically, all you're going to do is grab an outdoor table, view the menu, and order in person. Pick up your order from the establishment, and you can go back and sit outside, comfortably outside, and enjoy it. So the following restaurants are going to be available on the 14th. That's going to be West End Fresh Seafood Market, Marley Q's, J.K. Combs, and QC Fried with Desserts. Oh my gosh, this sounds so good. So anyway, there's going to be live music and live art being performed. So many different things happening. So please go out and enjoy this. Now it says it's a link tree. It's linktr.ee/Betty's Ford Tate Street. But hey, I would just hang out at 1201 Betty's Ford Road and just go out and enjoy it. This starts at 10 a.m. in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Later on tomorrow, so much stuff happening tomorrow, you're going to meet your community leaders who are running for NAACP office. It's going to be the People's Choice Community event. And basically, you're going to come out and meet Shemai Haynes, who is running for she's the presidential candidate for the Charlotte branch of the NAACP. And you're also going to meet Dr. Blanche Penn, who's running for vice president. It's going to be food brought to you from Another Chance House of Refuge, music by DJ Marley Bands, and public speakers. So come on out between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And it's going to be actually an online event. I would go to, let me see if I can find where you're supposed to be for your online event. I would go to the Facebook page and look up the People's Choice Community event. It's going to be online, and you should be able to join right on in. Also tomorrow, goodness gracious, so much going on. There is a Guns Down, Bibles Up event happening at 2 p.m. at the Atrium Health Ballpark. That's Cannonballers Stadium, 250 West B Street in Kannapolis. There's going to be food, resources, education, and empowerment. And basically, it is a Almighty Outreach Ministries event where they're going to be bringing you all sorts of ways that you can be supportive of stopping or minimizing the violence in the community. So you're also going to have some music. There should be some food, resources, great speakers. Again, this is going to be at Atrium Health Ballpark, Cannonballer Stadium, 250 West B Street in Kannapolis. Looking for something to do that's fun on Sunday? Makerspace Charlotte. If you don't know about them, they do a lot of make-it-yourself DIY kind of events. So this is going to be fun. Makerspace Charlotte has it where for $10, you're going to learn how to make mason jar candles. It's tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m., Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. And it's an open class. Tickets are sold through Eventbrite. Go on your Facebook and look up Makerspace Charlotte. The tickets are sold through Eventbrite, but I'm sure you can still get in there. They have a complete schedule. If you can't make that one, they've got so many other things to do. And it's a DIY type of event. They're going to have hand sanitizers. Everybody's going to wash their hands. There's going to be social distancing, and face coverings are required. So just go over to Makerspace Charlotte. Take a look at their schedule if you can't get to this one, or reach out to them at 704-353-3300. Well, that's it, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Kingdom Report. See you next week when I bring more uplifting news, events, and happenings around the Charlotte metro area. And remember, we all go farther together.